Donald Trump is shaking up politics like never before. David Brody spent some time with the current Republican presidential frontrunner and has this look at how he hopes to gain support from the all-important evangelical voting bloc.
Amazing. Thank you. Wow.
He has proven the political world wrong. Not only have the name Donald Trump and GOP frontrunner appeared in the same sentence, they've stayed together. And then there's this.
I'm leading with the evangelicals big league.
It's true. Poll after poll shows Trump ahead among self-identified evangelicals. Fox News has him at 29%, followed by Ben Carson and Ted Cruz. CNN has him even higher.
I think one of the reasons I'm doing so well, I am a Christian, I'm a Protestant, I'm a Presbyterian, I'm a total believer. I believe in the Bible, I believe in God, and I think I will help them so much with this country.
But with proven evangelical-type candidates already out there, like Ben Carson, Ted Cruz, and Mike Huckabee, Trump has some work to do.
I brought my Bible. Okay?
He placed fifth at the recent Values Voters Summit, even though he's not exactly your standard evangelical candidate. He's been married 3 times. He used to be pro-choice, though now he's pro-life. His healthy ego rubs some the wrong way, and cutting comments about fellow candidates ruffle some feathers too.
Jeb Bush is a low-energy person. For him to get things done is hard.
Trump tells us he's working on his tone.
You need a person of tremendous strength, but I think I could tone it down a little bit, and I'll try.
For sure, evangelicals respond to his fighting spirit and ability to cut through the political hot air.
You know exactly where he stands, whether you agree with him or not. That's what I love about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump tells it like he sees it, and I think people, at least on this first impression of Donald Trump, is that he's not going to be controlled by the political class, and that's what they're looking for.
I've dealt with very tough hombres and very tough people, and I've come out on top, and I can understand the evangelicals to a certain extent saying, well, maybe he's not as nice as we want him to be, but they also want to see the country be great.
They also are curious about Trump's faith journey, something that we discussed on his golf course in California.
Who is God to you? What are some of your thoughts on this?
God is the ultimate. I mean, God created this. Yeah. And, you know, here's the Pacific Ocean right behind us. So, nobody, no thing, no, there's nothing like God.
On the campaign trail, he calls the Bible his #1 book.
The Bible is special. The Bible, the more you see it, the more you read it, the more incredible it is.
What about prayer?
Are you a praying guy? I mean, do you pray once in a while? Tell me about that, and maybe some Bible reading.
I am a praying guy, and very interestingly, the other thing I have, and I found this, but this is my confirmation class, June 1959, which is pretty good, right? So, no, I am a praying person.
Are there certain things that you really feel like you need to pray for?
I think more than anything for the family and for health.
As for mercy, his critics went after him when he told an evangelical audience this summer that he wasn't sure he ever asked God for forgiveness.
Do you believe that it's important to ask God for forgiveness? How do you feel about that?
Well, I do. I think it's great. And I consider communion to be a very important thing. And, you know, when I go to church and I take communion, I consider that asking for forgiveness in my own way.
Trump talks fondly about his Sunday school days, though he admits these days he goes to church when he can. While evangelicals may never see him as Pastor Trump, they do want to see more substance, especially on issues like the rights of Christian business owners.
How concerned are you about their religious liberty rights that are under attack if they don't want to bake a cake for a gay wedding?
You're right, and I'm very concerned about it, and a lot of, there's going to be a lot of law issued about it.
And speaking of the law, Trump disagrees with the Supreme Court's ruling on same-sex marriage.
We have some very terrible Supreme Court justices, and frankly, they should have at least had that as a states' right issue.
But Trump does consider gay marriage the law of the land, and that does put him at odds with some of his evangelical rivals. Eventually, conservative Christian voters will render their verdict on Trump and all the others.
I'm praying about it, honestly. I'm asking the Lord what he wants me to do, and I think that that's what all Christians need to do.
Meanwhile, Trump will continue preaching his message and pray that evangelicals buy in.
You're special people, and I love you all, and this is the key. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
David Brody, CBN News.
Well, Donald certainly has high energy, and David has more on how some pastors and evangelical leaders are reaching out to him. And you can find that on the Brody file on cbnnews.com. And that's where he broke the story about 40 pastors praying with Donald in his office on Monday. And just take a step back from all the politics and who's running and who's supporting who and all of this. One of the things that's really struck me in the past, since I moved back from the Philippines, is a verse in the Old Testament where God gives the nation of Israel the leaders they deserve. Start thinking about that and start thinking about the track record that we've had. And start wondering, if we want better leadership in America, shouldn't we be better people? And shouldn't we be a people that truly honors God? And if we'll do that, then God will give us leaders we deserve.